Hello and welcome to this tutorial. Today I'll show you how to create Headless e-commerce by using Headless CMS. My name is Eduardo Valenza and I'm the founder of Codelia. As I said in the introduction, in this video I'll explain you how to create Headless e-commerce by using Headless CMS. The Headless CMS that I'm going to use today is Codelia. With Codelia, I can set up an e-commerce and manage all the content directly from the admin panel, checking out orders, customers, managing the checkout flow, the inventory, and adding payment and shipping methods and coupons. First, let's define some example pages. Let's say that this e-commerce is composed by the classic institutional pages like home page, about page, shop page, testimonials page, and contact page. Now, for example, I'm going to add the home page to show you the process to create a page and to add controls to it. Let's start adding the page, fitting the basic controls for SEO and for the publication status. Once the page is created, controls can be added. So through the controls page for the home page, I can add additional controls examples. The process is the same for every page and for every control added. Come back to edit the page. Now I can add content inside the controls created previously. Let's save the changes. Go on creating the elements that the e-commerce needs. For example, it can be composed of blog posts, testimonials, and obviously products. Let's add the products element. Every new element is created with the basic controls. But I can add every control that I need, so I'm going to add some example controls that compose the product pages. After this step, I can add the products inside the e-commerce. So let's add some product examples. Now I can proceed to define a custom checkout flow, creating checkout fields. I add some fields just for example. Once the checkout flow is defined, I can set up the customer settings, selecting which fields I want to include inside this one. Once set all the required settings, I can see the orders and customers tables organized based on my settings. Settings can be updated at any time. I can also see all the details inside every order. So for example, let's add manually a simple order. As next step, I can set up some example payment and shipping methods and some coupons. Now the backend on Codelia is set up correctly. The last thing that I need to do is to generate a new API token to access the API, just from settings. Because I'm a developer, I'm able to code the front end of the e-commerce on my own, but I want to show you how to connect the orders to Codelia in order to collect orders and customers automatically when a client makes an order. To do this, I need to create a PHP script and make a request to checkout fields API endpoint. The response will contain all the checkout fields, and now I'm able to output the checkout fields previously created dynamically on the front end. Let's check this out on Postman. As you can see, it returns all the checkout fields inside the JSON response. In this way, I can manage all the checkout fields and the relative orders and customer settings on Codelia without code anymore. You need just to code once. As next step, I need to send orders through the API by using raw JSON. I need only to connect to orders endpoint and send the JSON with the ID of the checkout field as key and the value, as you can see here in Postman. Let's take the checkout fields IDs through this API ID. And let's send a request. Make sure to make post here and send. We see the response. The response is success, order added successfully. And now if you go on orders, we can see that the order with first name test1, last name test1 and email test1 is added successfully on Codelia. Now orders are successfully connected to Codelia. In addition to checkout fields, I can add to orders some extra fields. The orders fields are just fields that are not sent by the customer. So I can send through the API a custom field that for example can include the price or some extra information that the customer cannot and should not read or send by making an order. So for example, let's add an example field, and through the name that I set up on the field, I can send the order just through the endpoint to create orders. So in the raw JSON, I can add the example field key and the example field value. Let's change the checkout fields values and send the request. The response is success, and we can now see that on orders we have the order with first name test2, last name test2 and email test2, and if I click on edit, I can see the example field. Calling the API, I can now add the pages and the elements on the front end to complete the e-commerce. This is how to create a headless e-commerce by using Headless CMS. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please ask in the comments section and give me your feedback. If you are interested to Headless CMS, you can start using Codelia just for free to develop faster and powerful websites, or you can buy a paid plan to create e-commerce. Just click on the link in the description. Thank you, see you in the next video.